This is HERkys Voice, a conversation with special Hawkeye guests focusing on the stories and people behind Hawkeye athletics. Now, here's the host of HERkys Voice, Iowa women's tennis coach, Sasha Schmid.
Welcome to HERkys Voice. I'm so excited to feature Iowa field hockey this week. I wanted to celebrate their big upset over the #1 team in the nation last Friday. They beat Northwestern 2-0 on the road. This weekend, they have two teams in town. They're hosting Maryland on Friday at 4 p.m. at Grant Field and Rutgers on Sunday at noon at Grant Field. We want to pack the stadium and celebrate this team and cheer them on. To learn more about their season and be able to highlight the success they're having, I had the chance to sit down this week with Anthe Nijziel and Grace McGuire. Anthe is the two-time Big Ten Player of the Year and Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. She is the 9th Hawkeye to achieve these awards and was the first Hawkeye ever to win both of those awards in the same year. She is a 3-time All-Big Ten selection and has started 81 consecutive games. She's also a Big Ten Medal of Honor honoree. She is fantastic, and I loved hearing her story. Joining Anthe was Grace McGuire, National All-American, All-Big Ten, and she led the Big Ten and was second in the NCAA last year in goals against average. She carries on the goalkeeping lineage in Iowa field hockey history. Grace has a great personality, and I loved hearing her story and her journey to Iowa and her insights into the program. Enjoy Grace and Anthe, and be sure to check out Iowa field hockey this weekend. Welcome to HERkys Voice. We get to talk some Iowa field hockey today. I am so excited to welcome in two amazing Hawkeyes joining me today. Anthe Nijziel, welcome to HERkys Voice.
Thanks for having us.
Grace McGuire, welcome to HERkys Voice.
Oh, thank you. Excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you guys because I want to always feature field hockey, and we're in the midst of a super cool time. So we are talking on Monday afternoon. This will come out tomorrow afternoon. But we are just coming off of a weekend where you guys upset the #1 team in the nation.
We did. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Say it like that.
Yeah, no, it does sound a lot cooler like that, yeah.
Tell me about Friday versus Northwestern.
Aunt, you have anything you want to let me go first?
I mean, I think we played a really good game. Obviously, Grace had some awesome saves.
Grace, the game started and there were 4 penalty corners right away that you saved with all parts of your body.
No, I that was all Loca. She literally killed the fly. I haven't seen her fly that well in a hot second. So yeah. I mean, that was all of our DPC unit. So I had nothing to do with that.
Aww.
I laid down on the one. And it hit me. It hit me in the hip, and I was like, but Harper got it. So, but yeah, I mean,
Very exciting.
We definitely not the peak way to start the game, I think. But I mean, they got lucky with reawards. It wasn't separate circle entries. So I think
I think we had some great moments of passing up and down the field, but there were definitely some moments where they put a lot of pressure on us. And I mean, we had some great defensive saves, but Grace definitely held us in the game in that part.
Thanks, huh? Yeah, I mean, defense makes it easy. I mean, they defended out of their minds. I think we very much treated any 25 entry we were super ready. I mean, body presence was there. We were defending the best individual defense I think I've seen our team have all over the field.
Which was also part of the game plan. We knew that they used the baseline a lot, so that's especially what we focused on in practice the day before too. Yeah. And our baseline defense was
really good. I mean, they had no upgrades from that, I think.
Yeah.
Only the one. It wasn't even a baseline call, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good overall.
So I'm really curious about that. Tell me a little bit about how you prepare for each different opponent and what are the different looks that can be thrown your way and what goes into, without giving away your secrets, but what goes into getting ready, especially over the course of a weekend when you've got 2 excellent teams.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's not too different to be honest. I mean, like, obviously some teams excel at different things. Like for Northwestern, for example, their transition to attack is incredibly lethal and fast. So I think like you're always aware of that. And I mean, heck, we play Northwestern more than any other team. Like, so it's like when you say like we beat the number one team, it's like, oh, we just scrimmaged them like 4 times right before this. But I think obviously a lot goes into scout and preparation before the game.
Yeah,
but
we watch a lot of film.
Yeah, a lot, lots and lots.
Especially Northwestern. I think we watched like 128 penalty corners.
I opened the scout and to download it, and I literally my phone did not have enough storage to download. It was like 168 clips, and I was like, oh.
So you can say we were well prepared.
Yeah, we had something to do on the bus, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, a coach can deliver that to you, but then you've got to be able to watch the video and be able to learn. Sure. And I think that says something about the dedication that each of you put into actually.
Yeah, and I think it also speaks largely to like the amount of just like hockey IQ that we have on our team. I think that comes from just the 5th years that we have and the amount of seniors and just upperclassmen that like truly understand the game. Like you can talk about it as much as you want or like explain to somebody, but I mean, it only comes with playing and understanding the game. And we have some people on the team that very much, I mean, that's kind of all we talk about.
It also helps a lot when you watch it right before practice and then you go into practice and you just know what to focus on.
Yeah.
Like with the baseline defense, like we knew that was one of their strengths. And like, I mean, the first drill we did was baseline defense. And
yeah. And like right before practice, we're like, okay, here are these clips attacking the baseline. Like we don't get our feet around and get under, like they're going to punish us. So.
And is that hockey IQ something that just grows over the course of your time at Iowa?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, my freshman year, I did not know any of the terms, any of the things we were trying to do. Yeah, so that definitely grows. I mean, when I was a freshman, we had some really experienced seniors, and that's how you learn. That's how, like, they help you with that. Yeah, so it definitely grows over there.
For sure. And for me personally, like my freshman year, I redshirted because I was hurt, and I learned... like the amount of information I learned just standing on the sideline and like watching the hockey was like as much as it was not fun to not be able to play, but like, I mean, I wouldn't trade that information for anything. I think I understand the game a lot better now because of that.
So now you both are 5th year seniors, 2 of Iowa's 4 national All-Americans from last season. I don't know which one of you claims the 100 and which one claims the 101 All-Americans in the program. 100th and
Anthe was before
me,
so I don't know how that
All right, you're
works.
the 100th All-American, and we'll give Grace 101
Sure.
All-American.
I don't know how that works. She can have whatever number she wants.
In the first 4 years of your career at Iowa, you have won 3 Big Ten championships, gone to 1 NCAA Sweet 16, made 2 Elite 8 appearances, and 1 Final Four. That's impressive, you guys.
Yeah, if you listen
cool.
up.
Yes, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, our one biggest goal is not up there yet. But
we're getting this year. That's the plan.
Yeah. Going for the national championship.
Yeah.
So let me just say, another cool fact is since October 1st of your freshman year, 2018, Iowa field hockey has never fallen out of the top 8 in the nation. Last season, y'all spent 8 weeks at number 1. You are currently ranked 5th in the country, and with new rankings coming out tomorrow after the win over number 1 in the nation on Friday, I would imagine you will improve on number 5 in the nation. Very, very exciting. What has to date this experience meant to each of you?
Did you know that? I didn't know.
I mean, me and Grace just looked at each other with eyes wide open.
I had no idea about that first fact you said. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think as a lot of people get wrapped up in terms of rankings, I think we talk about as a team all the time that it really doesn't matter until the end of the season, at least. I mean, even then it doesn't matter. Like the only thing that matters is like tournament play. So I know for a big fact for us, like last year we tried not to focus on that too much. Like, yes, was it a really great honor to be number 1 for sure. But it also came with enormous pressure. And I think that like wore us down quite a bit towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like obviously falling short in our last couple games, which were important. We just didn't execute. But
I mean, even if you see this game on Friday, like it's number 1 against number 5, but the difference between that is like there is basically no difference.
There is no difference.
And that is with the top 10 in field hockey, basically. Like Big
super
10 and
competitive
ACC are
this year.
so good.
Yeah. It's anybody can beat anybody, especially like within the top 10. It's exciting and fun. So
one thing, talking a little bit about the pressure of being number one, throughout last year and feeling like you had a target on your back and people were coming off after you, that is hard and that can be exhausting. And I think it seems like from my perspective, watching you guys, that you grew and you learned from that, and you're all the better for it this season because you really have a lot of joy this year.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, honestly, last year it felt like we were like flying by the seat of our pants for like the most part.
I mean, I think part of that is that last year we started off so strong and we didn't really grow anymore from that. Like we stayed at the same level and even went down for a couple of games.
Yeah.
But I think this year, like our first 2 games weren't our best hockey ever. No. And like we've been growing since that, and like our hockey has gotten better. We've like
I mean, like even this past Friday, like did we play a good game? Yeah, we did. But like for the whole game, no. Like it was pretty inconsistent. Like honestly, the second half, like was not good. So which is exciting. Like we're still able to come up with a win against the number 1 team in the country and still haven't played our best hockey. I mean, the room for growth is like, I think what's is really exciting, and hopefully we can peak at the right time at the end of the year.
Yeah, and you can never have a good game every game. You just gotta make sure that you win the games that you're supposed to win, and then all the other games are just
there to test you. Yeah.
What are the types of things as 5th year seniors you guys are discussing with the team, leadership wise, and what are the things you've learned that are important now that you're in that elder statesman role on this team that you guys are imparting, or maybe it's just something that you don't even think about, but it's just part of what you bring every day to the team?
I mean, me personally, I don't really think about. I mean, because our team is like has such an open culture in terms of like leadership doesn't have to come from someone that's older. Like, I mean, Anthe's been a leader on the team since she was like a sophomore. She's our captain for a couple of years now. So I mean, it just, I think we're open to like ideas from everybody, and I mean, obviously, I think the idea that people look up to us, I think, kind of gets away occasionally. But like not in a bad way, just more so like, oh, I don't really think about that. But
I mean, I think part of it is like just the details, even though they don't seem important. Details like if it's crossing the line every day, like we cross the line, which means that we leave everything that's outside of field hockey behind and we step on the pitch, and that's the only thing we're focusing on. And like just details like that, like you're showing up, you're prepared, you have your notebook, you have your water, you have everything. Like I think just small things like that you don't think about necessarily are so important. And like
I think I mean, obviously it attributes to Lisa, like as being our head coach. Like our team culture is not like any I've seen anywhere else in like the best way possible. Like you're all really self-accountable and like pretty efficient in terms of that. So I think we're pretty lucky, and we do all the leading like everybody on the team does. So
well, speaking of Lisa, she sent me some adjectives about each of you.
Oh God.
Would you like to hear them?
I don't
know. Anthe's first.
Okay, okay, so Anthe, so basically you are first a psychology major.
I am.
Okay. You're from the Netherlands.
Yep.
Love the Netherlands. She says
Eindhoven.
Yeah, beautiful. One of my favorite places to visit. She says you are an unbelievable competitor. Humble, calm, always poised under pressure, have a great sense of humor, and a natural leader.
That's all true.
Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Okay, Grace. She tells me you are a double major, art and criminology.
Yes.
You are an unbelievable artist and a cook.
Very, very, very true.
Okay, back up over there.
Your dad owns a fantastic restaurant in St. Louis.
He does.
You are a great cook, and you cook for the team most evenings.
Okay, I have to say something about this.
Okay.
Because I lived with Grace last year. And
I know, I miss you.
And with McKenna too, and McKenna would write out a list of what we would eat every week, and Grace would make it, and every night it was just so amazing.
What's your favorite thing to make?
I don't know. I mean, any pasta is pretty easy.
And that's my favorite thing to eat, so perfect.
Yeah. It is, it's true. Any pasta is pretty easy. Italian food. I don't know. I mean, I like it all.
Nice. Okay. Lisa says you are unbelievably resilient, brave, competitive, creative, and authentic.
That's
Wow,
really
ladies.
nice. Wow. Oh, that's so sweet.
I loved hearing that, and I loved being able to read that to you guys.
I love that she says that we're the biggest competitors, but I
No, it's
think the
her.
big
Yeah, it's
the
her.
biggest
Without a
competitors
doubt, it is
is-
her. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. When do you see that the most, and how does that manifest
Well,
itself?
I mean,
Everything?
in everything.
Everything.
If it's not on the field, it's playing spoons when
Yeah.
when we're waiting for a meeting or in a rain delay.
Ripping the tablecloth off the table, playing spoons. I mean, it's anything like oh, Lise, bet you can't hit the crossbar right now at practice. Want to see? Want to bet? What are we betting? And then she always does. Usually, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
and
but
everything for
like
sure.
on the field, like obviously she wants to win every game if that's against the number 1 Northwestern or the number I don't know
unranked team. Like every game is important. I think people ask a lot, like, how do we treat each game? And it's the same. Like every game's the same. Preparation for everything is the same, and it's consistent. Like, and you couldn't ask for more from a head coach in terms of that. And
Even if we're up 6-0 and something happens, she will yell.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
the standard is always the same.
Yep.
And it just comes from her drive and like competitiveness to like do well.
Yeah.
I think it also is a tribute to like everybody that's come before us as well. Like I think we talk a lot about playing for this team and this in this culture is so much bigger than ourselves. So it means more.
I'm curious what each of you thought when you watched the Unshakable Belief documentary, because so much of that is in that film.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Aw.
She was all nervous about that. You guys did fantastic. It was really good.
It was a tremendous highlight to field hockey too, which I loved being able to see it on that platform. And I think it's really
It was
brought
really cool
a
to
lot
see.
of, people to understand field hockey in a new light after
Right.
seeing the documentary. What did you guys think?
I mean, I've been here for 5 years, but I mean, we've heard stories, but I've never seen it like that. And I think that documentary really put it in front of you. Like, this is what Dr. Christine Grant has done for us. And like, we just
I
need
like
to be
get chills in my
yeah.
body thinking about it. I was like tearing up the whole time. It was incredibly well done for starters. But I mean, like, obviously we talk about it all the time. Like our field's named after her. Like there's something about seeing it, like Anthe said, like all at once, just being like that. Wow. I mean, like you don't think about, how she was the only woman in meetings with all these men trying to just, ask for just equal or, just a little bit more. I mean, you don't think about that almost every day, but I mean, it really helps put into perspective, like, how nice we have it, and how lucky we are. And just,
I don't think you realize that. And then
yeah,
they were saying about how the field hockey team would have a game and then they had to take their dirty jerseys off and give it to the volleyball team so that they
for
could.
somebody else, we'd all have the same jersey.
Yeah.
And it's really, really crazy. And I mean, to look at like all the things we have now, like, I mean, earlier saying like, cooking dinner, but like this past season, like haven't had to, like we're now getting like meals and stuff every day, which we haven't had before. And I think, I mean, that's all due to Title IX and stuff like that, which is, I mean,
and I
really
think
great.
Lisa has been such an important part in that she is still like striving to get better, and she's like kind of taking over Dr. Christine Grant's role in that, and she's still fighting for that every day, which I think is
for sure
really inspiring.
And such a help to our department and all of the athletes here at the University of Iowa, honestly, you guys. So I want to hear your stories about how you both came to Iowa. Like, how did you find
Anthe's is
your
probably
way?
way cooler than mine is. I mean, I literally live in the state under here. So.
I mean, I decided really late that I wanted to come here. First, I wanted to study medicine at home. But then I like waited and I didn't apply at home. And then I kept seeing these ads of studying in America, studying abroad. And then a couple of my friends came here. They played at UNH and Hofstra, Vermont. And then I heard the stories from them, which I thought was like really cool. And then I watched a couple games. And then I reached out to Iowa, some other schools. And then the email I got back from Iowa was like way more impressive than any of the other schools that they sent. And then I had a FaceTime with Michael, and he like had this whole PowerPoint with like all the cool stuff about Iowa. And
so cool.
Yeah. And then Michael actually came to visit me, watched the practice, and I never tried that hard as I did that practice. Yeah, I tried really hard, and then had another meeting with Michael, and then decided to come on an official visit, which was in April, and it was really, really cold here, and there was still snow. But that was great. And then
Is that the visit we went bowling?
Yeah.
Oh,
They took me out Colonial Lanes.
Colonial Lanes.
Yeah. And then
I
got
was
to
actually
spend
here
some
for
time
your
with the
visit.
team.
Yeah, that was weird because I was already on the team when Anthe came to visit.
How
Yeah.
fun is that?
It was, yeah, it's weird to think about that. What was 5 years ago?
Yeah. April
2018. 5 and a bit.
So then in April I committed, and then in August I was here.
Look at you now, Big Ten Player of the Year,
Two-time
Big Ten Player of the Year,
Big Time Player
Defensive Player of the Year. No big deal. Just sitting with the goat.
Incredible onset. And it's not easy to be this far from home.
I actually don't mind it. I mean, yes, you miss your family, you miss your friends at home, but I basically have my new family here, and
Yeah,
whenever I go home, I can't wait to come back here. So
yeah.
That's wonderful.
yeah.
And now she's leaving me.
That's
So sad.
It's
okay.
But the one thing, you guys will always find each other, and you'll have great moments and memories for years and years to come.
Oh yeah, she can't get rid of
I'll
me.
definitely come back at some point.
There's no getting rid of me. It's too late.
So Grace, tell us, you are from St. Louis. How'd you make your way to Iowa?
I think just like anybody does. The high school I played in, the hockey in Missouri is pretty awful. So in comparison to Anthe, nobody watched my practice or anything like that. It's okay. That's not fair. Someone's gonna listen to that and then come at me for that. But it's gotten a lot better there. But I started hockey actually pretty late. I started when I was 14, almost 15. And I just tried it because my friend was like, "Hey, we need somebody to come stand in goal. Can you do it?" And I was like, "No." And then I eventually did. She talked me into it, and I'm glad she did. But I was gonna play soccer for the longest time in college, and then I played a little USA hockey, which has a lot more exposure over here in the States in terms of coaches seeing you play. And then I was recruited to a couple different schools, looked at a bunch of different schools. But Iowa stood out the most to me. I had the most authentic conversations with the coaches here, and I really enjoyed the team culture. And people always talk about you have a moment when you know you're gonna go where you're gonna go, and I was like, oh, that's a load of crap. No way. But it's true. I did. I had it here after I played at a clinic, and I talked to Lisa, and committed shortly after that over the phone.
And you follow in a long, wonderful, prestigious lineage of strong goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Am I saying it correctly?
Goalkeeper, yeah.
Goalkeepers.
Yeah,
Right.
GK,
Yeah.
goalkeeper.
Goalkeepers. I got to get that right for Lisa.
Yeah, she'll come at you if
She
you
will.
use
So
the
I'll
G
make sure I
word.
get that right. So, and it's interesting, her story about becoming a goalkeeper was similar to yours, where she played lots of different sports, and at some point somebody's like, "We need a goalkeeper," and she was like, "All right, I'll go stand over there." But ends up being a great decision that kind of changes the course of your life.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it did not. If you told me this is what I would be doing, back when I was whatever, I'd be like, no way, that's crazy. So yeah, I'm happy it worked out for sure.
Oh, well, you guys both are incredible to watch, and I love being able to follow the field hockey team for many reasons. I just think the history of this program is something that is so inspiring, and then to see you guys continue to keep moving towards new heights is always really inspiring for me and for my team. And I think being able to see the character of the team is really, you can win, but you can do it in the right way, which is what I always so much admire for Lisa and for you guys. And you're in the midst of what is an awesome time that with so many opportunities and exciting things happening right now. Let's talk a little bit about this upcoming weekend. So, because you've had some unbelievable home games.
Yeah.
And some moments recently at Grant Field that have been historic.
Yeah.
We can go back a year ago to the incredible
Pretty cool year.
overtime win against Michigan.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. It was
That
really
might
cool.
be one of my favorite moments.
It's like
honestly.
top for
Yeah.
me.
Especially like I think that's the one game where I've seen every student athlete, like
Yeah,
everyone was there.
I've
I
never
think
seen anything like that my
like
time here.
did people get off from work early to go to the game or
Yeah, we
something
we
like
had
that
teams
happened?
we had teams move practices
Yeah.
Yeah.
to come to the game. I'd never seen that many people. I've never played in front of that many people
Yeah,
in
and
person
even
before.
we were down for like most of the game and everyone was still so supportive and
Yeah, nobody
really-
left, and it was
yeah.
long. I mean, we
Yeah.
would double overtime shootouts. Like that is a long time. I mean, luckily the weather wasn't bad, but like that is a long time to be.
there
at
were
a-
so
at
many
a
people
game.
that even people stood behind like the goal, that area, and you see people
Yeah,
are only like in the stands, like on the side, but
no, it was
not
packed.
around
Like even the
field.
grass, like
Yeah.
all over the place, and then everybody like moved down to the one cage when we had shootouts.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
You couldn't script it any better.
No, it was wild. It was
And then
really,
to win
really
it
wild.
in that type of exciting fashion. It's a memory for you guys, but it's a memory for all of us.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
and
mean,
then-
you ever seen anybody storm a field hockey field? I have not.
No, that was
Football
crazy.
maybe, but
No.
hockey? Sheesh.
Really, really fun. So maybe we can create the same atmosphere this weekend. So tell us
That would
about the
be
schedule this
amazing.
weekend and about the games, the opponents.
We play Maryland on Friday.
Yep.
Which Maryland is a very, very good team, and it's going to be a very, very good game.
Yep.
And if we can create that same atmosphere, that would
That'd be
really
sick. That'd be
support
really
us.
cool to have that 2 times in
Yeah.
a year. I mean,
No,
man.
it's going to be a really good game.
yeah.
What makes Maryland tricky?
They have some really skilled players up front, actually all over the field.
Yeah, like super
Yeah.
talented. They were incredibly talented last year, and they've only pulled in more talent, I think, this year as well.
Yeah.
Just lethal in every part of their game.
Yeah.
So we just need to be organized and ready, prepared.
Organize,
Yep.
keep possession of the ball.
Yep.
So
Do
that
the simple.
they can, yeah.
They can't have it.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you guys talk about being organized on defense, how does
Mm.
this work between Grace and Anthe?
Grace yells at me.
How's it work? How's it work? No, I do. No, she's not wrong. How's that work, Aunt?
So we try to communicate from back to front. So that starts with Grace. Grace communicates to the backfield, and then we try to
Yeah.
organize it from
From
there on
there.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the one term we should probably use is constant. It's pretty much the whole game. I'm talking to the Loca, Anthe, and Harper in front of me, and sometimes the screens, depending on how
Because
far by they're
I mean,
back.
she's the last person, so she can see everything, which is very helpful. Because sometimes attackers will sneak behind you, and you see it, don't see it,
Right.
and she'll make sure that you know where that player is.
What are the types of things you're saying, Grace?
Oh,
Just like onto left shoulder.
off your left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
mean, it's whoever's name, and
Yep.
then off your left, step right. You're
Yeah.
free, you're not free. Pressure on, all types of things.
We try to keep it the
Strong.
same so everyone knows,
Yeah,
and it's
pretty
clear,
constant
like,
communicate.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yes,
like
yeah.
consistent in
It's
terms
very-
of what we're saying.
Sure, you're not throwing out some sort of new description.
No, and if anything, it's just me saying it over until they.
yeah.
Make an adjustment.
Yep. So I mean, until I change the command, they are really good about. I mean, especially the back three. They're like, okay, got you. Like, they'll do it.
Yeah, really exciting. No, and it's fun to be able to see that really lead, your field hockey, your program. I mean, obviously love scoring goals. Alex scored 2 goals against Northwestern. It was just so exciting.
Yeah,
but I
kid had a
think
game.
it was, and that first goal was so exciting because it was so beautiful and such a clean strike. But I do think that it seems like a lot of the momentum and strength can come from defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think we play a game in terms of we wear other opponents down. I think we get teams pretty frustrated and how disciplined we are when we defend. I mean, it is a hallmark of the hockey here, but I mean, it's something we pride ourselves on. And it largely comes from like the trust and not only like communicating to others, but like listening to the communication you're getting. Like, I know that like we just have a mutual trust and understanding that if like someone behind me is telling me to do something, even if I think it's wrong, like we're just, or even if what they are saying is wrong, like we're gonna do it, and if we do it, like we can then make a decision off of that. And yeah.
I mean, we practice the defensive setting in the red zone so many times. Like we also know what we're trying to do, and everyone's just on the same page with that. So like sometimes, like yes, we need the communication, but sometimes we don't even say anything, and we know what the one is doing, how the other can help each other. It's just like very much supporting each other and doing it as a unit. And like even the attackers are part in that. Like we try to have them be the first line of defense.
Yeah.
So then we can have layers and layers and layers of defense.
Mm-hmm.
Before we close, I want to hear, as you look back on your career, even though we've got so much more to play and so much more to accomplish this year, but as you look back, what are some of the things that you will remember as your biggest learning moments, lessons?
Wow, that's a really good question.
That is a good question.
I mean, I think just your whole college career, you come in as a girl and you leave as a woman. Like I have grown so much from like, I mean, not even on the field, but just like
as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In leadership, in
I mean, this program and this time here has taught me more about myself and, you know, not only what I'm capable of, but like what a whole team is capable of when we, you know, are all working towards the same thing. It changes you as a person in the best way. I mean, I'm so grateful for this team, this program, and all the people I've gotten to meet, and especially for Lisa. I mean, I'd do anything for her. So she's really, really, really lucky to have a head coach like that. I mean, she would.
She'd do anything for you guys.
Oh, she would.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I've loved catching up with you guys and can't wait to see Grant Fields packed and the energy that comes from the weekend, and wishing you guys all the best of luck. And you're inspiring, and you've got all of Hawkeye Nation behind you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for taking time today.
Oh, thanks for having us. It was really fun, actually.
I loved it. Okay, as always, go Hawks!
Oh, go Hawks! Go Hawks!
This has been HERkys Voice. The mission of the HERkys program is to help our Hawkeye community learn, support, and engage with Iowa women's athletics. To learn more about the HERkys initiative, visit herkys.hawkeyesports.com. Hawkeye fans, remember to hit the subscribe button on your favorite podcast app. Once you become a Fight for Iowa podcast subscriber, you'll automatically receive the latest episodes of the Fight for Iowa podcast, the HERkys Voice podcast, Hawk Talk replays, exclusive game day content, and more. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.